Hey guys, today I want to talk about my wedding day. It's coming up on 9 years ago. It's in a couple of weeks, in fact, my wedding anniversary. 9 years that I've been married to my lovely wife, and my chair is creaking, so let's just try and stop that. And I wanted to talk about my wedding day because I found the wedding video not long ago, and it's been a while since I saw it, and it brought back an awful lot of memories. Jen and I sat and watched it together, and we had massive smiles on our faces. It's one of the best experiences of my life. Just being able to stand in front of my family and to make a vow to always be with Jen. And just between you and me, I think we'll make it. She's such a lovely lady, and she means the world to me. It's one of those things. So being able to marry her was a big thing. We'd been planning it for quite a while. We paid for it all ourselves, actually. Well, for the most part, I don't think anyone really helped. They gave advice and things like that.
We muscled in a little bit here and there what they wanted to do, but it's their day and they've organised everything.
We thought it was right to do it ourselves, so we planned it, put the cash together, organised everything, and oh my goodness, you know what? Here's the weirdest thing: if you haven't got married yet, or you haven't decided whether you want to or not, here's the thing: you won't remember most of the day. It's one of those weirdest things. Everything was planned out meticulously. We had, right, we're doing this, and then at this point we'll be doing that, and then at this point we'll be doing that, and then at this point we'll be doing that. The entire day just gets planned out, and it just goes like that. It's like being on a roller coaster. There's a lot of build up the day or two before. And you're building up, and you're building up, and you're building up, and then the day comes, it just goes whoosh away, which is why it's so important to get video and photos if you can. I'm getting a bit off topic. The first thing I wanted to talk about was how Jen and I met. Now, this goes back an awful long way. As Jennifer's already mentioned, our meeting and becoming a couple was taken right out of a romantic comedy. With both of us comically managing to miss one another at a variety of parties and events, only to eventually just succumb to fate's violence. I was at university in Durham, and I was reading physics, and I happened to be a member of what was called the Assassin Society. Now, it's not an evil thing, don't worry. It's not a bad thing, don't worry. It's a society of people who do a live-action role-play constantly throughout the academic year. And there's branches in Cambridge and other universities as well. And sometimes they have away days where they go and try and assassinate each other. But not really assassinate, just, you know those trick daggers where the blade goes into the hilt whenever you push it down, so it looks like you're stabbing, but you're not? That's the type of thing that the Assassin's Society used. My weapon of choice was a double-bladed lightsaber, because I'm a colossal nerd. The idea is that you're given a target out of the other members of the society, and you have a time limit to try and get them. Anyway, I was at one of the events for the Assassins, and I was there dressed as James Bond because it was a formal event, and I hadn't transitioned yet. Jen was doing the DJing. She was, I saw this very attractive young lady and thought, my goodness, she's a very attractive young lady. And then I didn't have the guts to go and talk to her because I used to be shy back then. I know I've got a video diary now. I mean, things have changed. People do change. But back then I was very shy, so I wouldn't have approached her. Besides, she was DJing.
It was 2000, and I was the DJ at an event in Durham. She was dressed as James Bond. I'm far too shy to come over and talk.
And yeah, she was very attractive. So I thought, I didn't really get a chance to talk to her. Didn't get a chance to talk to her for a long time afterward, which is weird, because she left university at the end of that year, and that was my first year. She was the third year when I started. Yeah, I married an older lady, what can I say? So it was an oddity, but it turns out that I joined the year after the Durham Treasure Trap Society, another live role-playing society, but this one was medieval fantasy, wizards and knights and warriors and things like that. She'd been a member of that, and as a result, she would come back to certain events. And we got to know each other through the message board for Treasure Trap, and got talking, seemed to get on very well, and then we arranged a meeting.
At this point, I suppose fate was probably getting more than a little annoyed. After all, I've been trying for around 4 years, possibly longer, we could have met before, to get us to meet without success. So in 2004, we finally met each other to actually talk to. I can't say that either of us was probably what the other had expected. We'd met online through a common interest of live action role playing, you know, those rubber swords again, and agreed to meet up in Durham. We seemed to hit it off all right. At least, well, I did all the talking like a mad nervous fool, and she didn't run away from me, so that was a very good sign.
Now, I didn't know that she'd been doing some research on me by this point. So, yeah. She'd looked me up and decided, actually, this person seems quite interesting, which shocked me because, wow, someone found me interesting. At this point, I was basically just drifting through life. I was on the verge of transitioning, but gender identity issues cause a lot of oddities with people. You tend to just lack focus and drive and things like that because it's a uphill grind day after day, hour after hour. So it winds you down, and as a result, you don't have much motivation to do stuff an awful lot of time, which is terrible.
Zoe's a lot like me. Sometimes she gets up a bit of a head of steam and she needs to be reined in a bit. Sometimes she needs a kick up the backside to get moving.
As a result, I was just drifting through life. I'd left university, I'd become a civil servant, and that was going to be my life, basically. Didn't work out like that. So she found me interesting. We met up and got talking. We seemed to get on very, very well. She was into things very differently to me. She gave me some mixtapes that she'd made, essentially mixtapes, but it's actually her DJing sessions. She was a DJ. She was on local radio and things like that. And she was thinking of moving up to the northeast, to Durham, where I was still living because I was born there, went to university there, and had found a job there. But she was thinking of moving back up just for work and things like that. And it was interesting. So I, of course, said, yeah, that sounds great. We'll meet up and we'll hang out and things like that. Eventually, she moved up, spent a while living with some mutual friends. As it turned out, we knew an awful lot of the same people, and she went on for a while living with them and then moved in with me when my housing changed. I had the same house, but my old university friends had moved on, so I needed a housemate. She needed a space to go. That was a bit more spacious than what she had with living with a couple of other people. We ended up moving in. We hit it off rather well, and eventually we started going out. I was at work one time, and I, again, was very shy, didn't have the guts to properly ask her, so while I was at work, I texted. I found myself thinking about her a lot while at work, because I was a shy person back then. Perhaps people might say I still am. I didn't dare actually ask her out, so I sent her a text. And thankfully she said yes.
What text?
Yeah, she texted back and said yes. She accepted and celebrated that night by ordering a pizza, popping the cork in a bottle of wine, and sitting down in front of the television to watch Doctor Who. And then we took things from there. And as a result, this happened.
I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love,
affection and respect.
Affection and respect.
Now and always.
Now and always.
It's an interesting day, isn't it? Oh man, I wish I could remember more of it, but back then it was all just a blur because things happened. People turned up very, very early to get us ready and do the makeup and hair and sort the dresses out. We had this ceremony, then we met a lot of people, talked to a lot of people, hung around with a lot of people, saw people we hadn't seen for a long time, even though the night before we'd all met up at the hotel that we were all staying at, and we'd all, because all my family are from the northeast, so they had to come down to Bolton where we were getting married, and as a result we hung out in the hotel the night before, then had the ceremony, but it was all still catching up. We all had an awful lot to drink. My goodness, we drank a lot of champagne that day. It just kept turning up. We'd hide the place and they kept giving us champagne as a result. So, have you had a glass? Yeah. Oh, you've had a sip? Yeah. I'd never finished a glass of drink that day, but I drank bottles, I'm sure.
Cheers.
My goodness, my head was killing me the day after. Oh, hi, Freddykins. The cat's decided that she's bored with the story, so she's leaving. Oh my goodness. I don't drink these days, but back then I enjoyed a glass here and there, and I felt rotten the day after, even though I'd taken some vitamin B complex, which you should do if you drink, because it helps get rid of hangovers, but I drank a bit more than I should have. But, oh, it was great to see family. It was great to actually be able to get married, because not long before our ceremony, we couldn't get married. Legally, you couldn't. It was a civil partnership at the time, and not long before that, there hadn't been civil partnerships. You weren't allowed to get married. It was odd.
A very special day to witness the marriage of Zoe and Jenny. Of course, what we call it a wedding. It's a civil partnership. But bridesmaids' dresses, friends and family, vows. It looks like a wedding to me.
So we did that, but finding the dresses, I love Jen's dress. Jen spent months finding a suitable dress. I did a cartoon one time, one of the comics for all over the house when Emily and Tesra were getting married, where Tesra spends weeks with her mother trying to find the right dress, and then Emily walks past one in the window of a shop. I want that one. That's basically what happened with us. With Jen spent months finding the perfect dress, the one that she wanted that would fit with her mental image of what she was going to wear when she got married, from when she was growing up, I think. And I walked into the shop with her, saw her dress, and went, I like that one. So that's why I got married in, because it was nice. It looked good on me, and I was very happy. And Jen looked beautiful too, and we still got the dresses. I don't think we fit in them anymore, but we still got them. So that's the situation. That was our wedding day. And it went by in a blur. It was a beautiful ceremony. We danced that night for one of our dances to Du Hast by Rammstein. And it's not technically our song. That was Caravan of Love by the House Martins. But because of the memories that go with Du Hast, it's like our unofficial song. It was a good one. Oh. Anyway, I've rambled on a bit. So this is just something that I wanted to talk about because it's been on my mind lately, and I hope you've enjoyed a bit of a insight into something that happened before the vlog started. So yeah, it was a lovely day. I'm glad we have the video for the memories. And Jen, I still love you very much. See you later.